Hey Beyonders, what is up? I'm your host Joss. Welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. While you're here, subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you never miss another one of our videos. Don't you want to see my face every day? No? Okay. Well, at least just stick around to the end of this video where I handpick some of your comments and respond to them, because I promise that is always fun. If you're wanting to find me outside of YouTube, our social media links are down below. Today's list is a fun one, especially if you're a fan of the show The Simpsons. Fun fact, my dad never let us watch the show when we were kids. I don't know why. The show has been on the air since 1989, and over the years we've learned that it's made some pretty bold predictions that ended up coming true. The predictions are weirdly coincidental, and most of the time they are spot on. Let's check out some of them with today's list of top 10 shocking times The Simpsons predicted the future. Starting off the list at number 10 is the Ebola Outbreak. That is right, The Simpsons predicted the virus that our world has yet to find a cure for. Some argue that the virus outbreak was fake and that the government was behind that whole thing. It's totally fake, you guys. Like, there's no way that was real. But regardless, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. One thing we can't deny is the fact that The Simpsons predicted the 2014 outbreak 17 years before it even happened. In a scene from season 9, episode 3, titled Lisa Sacks, Marge reads a book to Bart, who is sick, and the title of the book is Curious George and the Ebola Virus. On the front of the book cover, you can see Curious George sick in bed, hinting that he is suffering from the virus. Ebola was first discovered in 1976, so it's strange that the cartoon show would predict that it would affect people in 1977. First ever outbreak to be reported was in 1995, when 254 were allegedly killed in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Out of everything they could have titled that Curious George book, they picked the Ebola virus? Really? The odds are way too strange for it not to be some sort of prediction. Up next, number 9 is the FIFA Scandal and Germany's win. This one is a double whammy. During the episode titled You Don't Have to Live Like a Referee, Homer is asked to be a referee by the World Football Federation. During the 2014 episode, Homer ends up getting arrested and Germany wins the tournament. Only 1 year later, in 2015, 2 FIFA presidents were accused of corruption and banned from all football related activities for 8 years. There were also 14 FIFA officials who were busted for corruption. Coincidence that Homer was the referee at the same game and got arrested? Probably not. On top of that, the episode also predicted that Germany was going to win the World Cup, which they did. Swiping the number 8 spot is Disney buys 20th Century Fox. In season 10, episode 5, which was called When You Dish Upon a Star, it was predicted that Disney would one day own 20th Century Fox. In the 1998 episode, Ron Howard and Brian Grazer produced a script that Homer pitches. The script is being produced at 20th Century Fox, and there's a sign out front of the studio's headquarters that reveals it is, I quote, a division of Walt Disney Co. This was many years before it actually happened on December 14th, 2017, when it was announced that Disney had actually purchased Fox for an estimated $52.4 billion. Disney got Fox's film studios and a big chunk of the television production assets. They also gained access to some popular entertainment properties like X-Men, Avatar, and coincidentally enough, The Simpsons. Coming into number 7 is the invention of the Shard. The Shard, which is referred to as the Shard of Glass, is a skyscraper in London designed by the Italian architect Renzo Piano. Kind of a random thing to be predicted, but somehow The Simpsons knew that this famous building was going to be built. In season 6, episode 19, titled Lisa's Wedding, you can see the prediction during one of the scenes. The episode came out in 1995, and during Lisa's trip to London, we can see a skyscraper behind Tower Bridge that looks oddly similar to the Shard. Now I understand you might think it's just a building, but not only is the look the same, it is also the same location that building was built. Construction on the tower started in 2009, 14 years after the episode aired. At number 6 is finding a three-eyed fish. Kind of a weird and random prediction, I know, but it's still pretty impressive. In season 2, episode 4, Bart catches a three-eyed fish in the river by a power plant. He ends up naming the fish Blinky, which is clever because the whole three-eyed thing, get it? And his catch makes local headlines. We wouldn't think anything of it at the time because three-eyed fish aren't actually real. However, it's like The Simpsons knew they would find one here on Earth one day. The episode aired in 1990, and almost a decade later in 2011, a fisherman reeled in a three-eyed fish in Argentina. The weirdest part about it was that the reservoir where it was found in was fed by water from a nuclear power plant. Coincidence? I think not. Halfway through the list at number 5 is the US beats Sweden in curling at the Olympics. Some people would say that one of the most upsetting parts of the 2018 Winter Olympics was when the US curling team won gold over the favorite Sweden team. No one would have predicted the win except for The Simpsons, of course. The historical win was predicted in a 2010 episode, season 21, episode 12, called Boy Meets Curl. In the episode, Marge and Homer compete in curling at the Vancouver Olympics Olympics and end up beating out the Sweden team. The win wasn't the only thing that was the same though. In real life, the US men's Olympic curling team won a gold medal after defeating Sweden even though they were behind in the game, which is exactly how it played out in the Simpsons episode. Like to a T. It's pretty wild. Alright guys, at number 4 we have Bengt R. Holmstrom wins Nobel Peace Prize. In season 22, episode 1, bets were being placed on who was going to win the Nobel Prize. Martin, Lisa Database, and Milhouse put together a betting pool of who was going to win and for which category. Bengt Holmstrom in real life won the Nobel Prize in economics in 2016, but the Simpsons predicted this win 6 years prior. In the episode, Martin holds up the scorecard showing their different bets, and you can clearly see that Milhouse voted for him under the economics category as well. So clearly someone had faith that he was going to take home the prize. Here we are number 3 with the Higgs boson equation. That is right, the Simpsons made a scientific breakthrough years ago and no one even noticed. It happened in season 8, episode 1 during the episode called The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, when Homer becomes an inventor and is showing his mathematical work on a blackboard. A scientist and author named Simon Singh noticed the discovery and even wrote a book about it called The Simpsons and Their Mathematical Secrets. He says that the equation we see Homer has written on the board actually predicts the mass of the Higgs boson particle. The mass that the episode predicted was confirmed with proof in 2013 after a $13 billion experiment. Simon Singh talks about this wild prediction, saying, "If you work it out, you get the mass of a Higgs boson that's only a bit larger than the nanomass of a Higgs boson actually is." It's kind of amazing as Homer makes this prediction 14 years before it was discovered. Who knew Homer was such a smart cookie? In spot number 2 is the Siegfried and Roy tiger attack. Alright, this one is nuts. During a 1993 episode 10 in season 5 to be exact, gambling is legalized in Springfield. Because of that, the town basically becomes Las Vegas and there are 2 entertainers that have an act involving white tigers. In the episode, one of them gets attacked by the tiger during the act. Sadly, this episode mirrors what actually happened to Roy, a real-life entertainer who goes by the name Siegfried and Roy. His act involves a white tiger, and during his performance in 2003, the tiger lunged at his neck and attacked him and then dragged him off the stage. He was in critical condition after the attack, but he did survive. But he never regained full use of the left side of his body. This prediction is one that people would have never believed would actually happen, especially Roy. Taking the number 1 spot is Trump as president. I don't think any of us saw this coming, even if the Simpsons did predict it. Maybe we were just in denial that he would actually get elected as president one day. I don't know. Donald Trump defied the odds when he was elected as the 45th president of the United States, but the Simpsons predicted that it would happen 16 years prior. In season 11, episode 17 called Bart to the Future, Bart flashes forward into adulthood where he sees Lisa is president and she inherits a budget crunch from her predecessor Donald Trump. During the episode we see that the country is broke and is falling apart, and the writer of the show said that that was the whole point. He told The Hollywood Reporter that just seemed like the logical last stop before hitting rock bottom. It was pitched because it was consistent with the vision of America going insane. Well, the joke stuck and that's exactly what happened. America went insane. Alright guys, that is our top 10 list. Hit that thumbs up button if you liked it and tell me down in the comments what you think. Do you think these are all just weird coincidences, or are the writers behind The Simpsons able to predict the future? While you think about it, I'm going to do some comment shoutouts. Silver's Play says, "Hey Joss the boss, you are such a good host, honestly just incredibly entertaining." Well, thanks so much. Fun fact, kids in elementary school used to call me Jossie Bossy, so in high school I started calling myself Joss the Boss. I even had it on a t-shirt. Radical Rainbow says, "Wow, 20 is underage to drink alcohol in the USA? It sure is a puritanical country. In Ireland we fall onto the delivery room floor drunk, umbilical cord still attached." This is probably the greatest comment I've ever read. The legal drinking age in the US is 21, so you would probably not survive out there by the sounds of it. Mick Mill says, "You sure are rocking that power suit. Now it's time to make a move and become a star, but don't choose Disney. Not nice people that run that place." Well, that's not a very good pep talk. Natsuki says, "I hate Jake Paul." But why? Like, I need more than that. Why do you hate Jake Paul? Alright, that's it you guys. There's our list. Comment, subscribe, follow us on social media, be a true YouTube friend. I'm your host Joss, and I will see you next time.